everybody. Welcome inside the Thriller Dome at South Range High School. I'm Anthony Hartwig, and this is the NE8 finale for YSN's coverage of NE8 basketball here in South Range. They wrap up their league season with the Struthers Wildcats coming into the Thriller Dome. South Range coming off a win against Lowville. On Tuesday, it was a 66-53 win. That win against the Rockets snapped a two-game losing streak for South Range as they dropped back-to-back games against Ursuline and Howland. South Range got this game and two more left in their regular season, as they will go to Springfield on Tuesday, and then next Thursday they will be back here in the Thriller Dome for their home season finale against Salem. Struthers, on the other hand, comes into today 9-8. Their last time out, they lost to Youngstown East, a tough one, 71-39. But an impressive game before that where they pushed Poland to the brink, but did fall 41-37. The last Struthers win came on February 2nd against Lakeview. 67-46 was the final score there. That was on the road. Struthers has this game and then non-conference games with Camel, Mooney, and Marlington on tap after tonight. So we are underway in the Thriller Dome. Wildcats take the tip, and they'll have the ball first. Starters for Struthers look like this: Lucas Path, Grady Moore, Jason Pukes, Jimmy Schaefer, and Gary Mudruck. As Turvey buries a three to get us started here in South Range. 3-0 Raiders lead. The starters for South Range: Nate Lewis, Logan Butcher, Dylan Turvey, Landon Moore, and Luke Rowan. Grady Moore gets the bucket. So sorry. It is Jason Dukes. I apologize there. My terrible handwriting. I had to double check that because I was like, there's no way I'm going to say that if it's wrong all day. 3-2 South Range. They lead by one. Mid-range jumper up, no good for the Wildcats. And the Raiders get the rebound. Both teams cold from the floor to start. 3-2. South Range leads after the miss. And Struthers on the transition will turn it back over to South Range. Landon Moore gets his first bucket of the day. 5-2 South Range leads. There's Jason Dukes. Got his name right in time for the bucket. On the other end, South Range with a stop and transition. Now they'll try to push tempo. They get stripped from behind. Struthers can't finish the layup. Rebound, a whistle, and it'll be a jump ball. Arrow points to the Raiders. Tristan Toy checks in the game for South Range. Ball passed inside, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Raiders. They'll have it on the baseline. 5-4, South Range lead. So about 4:37 left in the first, and ball going back to the Wildcats. Offensive foul called on Landon Moore, his first, team first. And another foul called on South Range as they get Tristan Toy going for the steal from behind. Toy's first, team second. Wildcats getting in. Oh, nice little up and under move. Bucket good for Jason Dukes, and Struthers takes their first lead of the day, 6-5. Turvey scores for the second time today, 7-6. Raiders right back on top. So the Struthers lead is short-lived. Spin move, high post, jump shot, off the back rim. No good. It was a good look. Got some room off the dribble, but not able to put it down, and Raiders have the ball up by 1. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be off of Struthers. South Range will inbound it from the sideline. Brady Crumbacher comes into the game for South Range, and for Struthers, they bring in Anthony Pastella. Wildcats come up with the loose ball. And in transition, they get a nice entry pass. Shot up won't go, but the contact is drawn. Looks like they're going to get another foul on Tristan Toy, his second. Shooting for the Wildcats is Schaefer. He hits his first. Before Jimmy Schaefer hits his second, we will go to a timeout. South Range up by 1 here in the first quarter. Welcome back inside the Thriller Dome. South Range up by 1. Anthony Hartwig with you. Raiders and Wildcats playing their NE8 finale. Poland and the NE8 champions. Congratulations to them. Their one and only 8 loss was to South Range here in the Thriller Dome. So Schaefer goes 2 for 2, ties us up at 7. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Raiders getting inside, and once you get a catch in the paint from Landon Moore, there's not much you can do. He finds a way to the hoop, makes it 9-7. Raiders back in front. And there's a steal from Moore, tipped by Turvey. In transition, Rowan for 3, absolutely! Luke Rowan gives it a 5-point Raider lead, 12-7 off the steal. Another turnover for South Range. Extra pass, though, taken away. So they can't take advantage of this turnover. How about this one? Moore goes in. I think everyone wanted him to dunk, but he gets the lay-in, 14-7. I think everyone in this gym was expecting dunk time. Three straight steals for South Range, but the bleeding gets stopped by an offensive rebound and putback for the Wildcats, making it 14-9. That bucket for Struthers was good from Gary Mudruck. Landon Moore drains a 3. He can do it from the paint. He can do it from beyond the arc. Oh, when it's your night, it's your night. Landon Moore, the newest member of the Raiders 1,000-point club. Surpassed 1,000 points on Tuesday. Nice little lay-in as Moore finds the extra pass. Krumbacher puts it in, and it's a 10-point Raider lead. It draws a timeout for the Wildcats, 19-9. Logan Butcher picks up his first foul. 30 seconds left, Raiders basketball. Up by 10. First quarter action, Anthony Hartwig with you here from the Thriller Dome. Inside, nice pass. And it draws the foul. Raiders go into the free throw line. Mudrick picks up the foul, his first, team first. And Moorfield's going to go to the free throw line. Moorfield coming off the bench of late and giving the Raiders good minutes. He's at the free throw line for a pair, misses the first. There's a whistle. And Butcher's going to pick up his second foul. It'll send Struthers to the free throw line, down by 11. And shooting for the Wildcats is Anthony Pastella. He misses the first. Pastella's second, good. 20-10. As that shot at the buzzer won't go for South Range. And that's the end of the first quarter. Raiders up by 10. Welcome back to the Thriller Dome at South Range High School. Anthony Hartwig with you. South Range completing their league slate, so is Struthers. And the Raiders lead 20-10 after 1 quarter of play is completed. Turnovers plagued the Wildcats, and they let South Range get on a big run, but they opened the second with a big 3. And that was from way downtown, and the path is set from Lucas Path as he makes it 20-13. That's a tough look from the free throw line for Dukes, and it misses. Brady Krumbacher bringing the ball down the floor for South Range. Spin move, shot up from the high post, won't go. And the Wildcats bring the ball down. Deep 3, this one not good, and Landon Moore brings down the board. Another possession for the Raiders as Krumbacher runs the point. Gets it out to Turvey. Turvey a deep 3, no good off the right side of the rim and shoots over to the left corner. Rebound run down by Struthers. They're pushing in transition, finding a lane, bucket up and good. Patty with, again, another bucket weaving through traffic. Welcome back to South Range. Out of the timeout, Struthers with a little bit of a run. In fact, it's a 5-0 run, 20-15. They trail here in the Thriller Dome. Anthony Hartwig with you. Mid-range jumper from Dukes goes from the foul line, and Struthers gets a little bit closer, 20-17. Make it a 7-0 run for the Wildcats. My writing on the roster is failing me today. So I apologize to Lucas Patty for calling him Path the first time he hit a shot. My eye bled into the second tee, and it just looked like it was connected with an H. Raiders slowing it down a little bit here. Cutting and replacing. Trying to find the gap in this zone. And that wasn't it, as it's tipped and not tipped. It's actually going to be an over and back violation, which will give it right back to Struthers, who has the opportunity to tie with a three-pointer. That is going to be out of bounds. And Raiders get the ball off the turnover. 4:22 to go in the half. South Range trying to absorb a 7-0 run from the Wildcats. Led 20-10 at the end of one quarter. They're still looking for their first points of the second frame. Into the high post, Turvey with an aggressive take. It won't go, and the Wildcats with a rebound trying to push. Tough finish from Dukes, won't go either. Now Rowan with the rebound. He's running the floor. Rowan gets cut off, but also fouled. Nope, they're going to say he traveled before he was bumped. So, well, scratch that again. They're going to see he was give him an offensive foul. So, I'm wrong on both fronts. First foul on Rowan, first foul on South Range. Kick to the corner, sidestep, shot up, good. That was a long two. No, they're going to give him a three. Excuse me. They do give him a three, and it's tied up after Mudrook drains it. 20-20 here at South Range. Welcome back to South Range. Raiders and Wildcats tied at 20 after a 10-0 run for Struthers. Raiders still have not scored in the second quarter. A whistle there and a foul. They'll try to get those first points in the frame at the free throw line. Tristan Toy will be at the free throw line. Foul is on Dukes. His first, team first. First free throw, no good. Toy puts it up and drains the second. So the Raiders snap a 10-0 run. Go back up by one, 21-20. Oh, Struthers goes right down the floor. They take the lead. Bucket under the paint, good from Schaefer. 22-21 Wildcats, first lead of the day for Struthers. Coach Carden not happy with his offensive set as they were not getting the ball where he wanted it to. That shot goes off the side of the backboard. And the Wildcats have all the momentum, up by one. Baseline drive, kick out, and back to the wing. Duke's there. Skip pass, three up, and money. Big shot from Patty. And it's 25-21 Wildcats on a 15-1 run. South Range still looking for their first shot from the floor to go in the second quarter. Three won't do it. It's left short. Wildcats with a long rebound. Dukes fakes the pass, goes all the way, and he's going to be fouled. Dukes will go to the free throw line. Turvey's going to pick up the foul. Dukes, first free throw, good. Duke's second free throw on the way. And it's true. 27-21, Wildcats make it 17-1 here in the second quarter. Raiders need something to go their way as they bring the ball down the floor. Luke Rowan at the point. They're bringing Nate Lewis off the ball. Trying to get him some room in the corner. Nothing there. There's a whistle. And a foul on Struthers. Patty picks it up. It's his first, team second. South Range barely gets it in, but it's stolen. And the Wildcats on the run. Oh, wow, look at that block from Landon Moore. Saving the day for now as Moore drives through the lane And he will be charged with the offensive foul. Moore's second, team's third, and things continue to go the wrong way for South Range here in the nightmarish second quarter. Landon Moore with a great block, getting the ball running in transition, and then Struthers beats him down the floor, gets to a spot, draws the charge to take any momentum away from the Raiders. Deep three, put up and left free of everything, and because of the save, South Range will have the live ball in transition. Turvey for three off the side of the rim, no good. Wildcats get the rebound. 40 seconds left in the half. "32 seconds. Driving through, and that's another bucket for Struthers. As that one was from Pastella, the little runner from the middle of the floor. And now a turnover, Struthers on the other way. Duke's layup, and it's good. 31-21. As Struthers is running with the second quarter, they outscore the Raiders 21-1 in the second quarter. Well, hold the phone because Turvey got fouled right before the buzzer, so he'll shoot 2 free throws before we head to the locker room. And these are big because these can be a little smidgen of momentum for the Raiders heading into halftime because they have none right now. So Turvey at the line, no time on the clock as he hits his first. Second one for Turvey, good. So he goes 2 for 2, and that'll be your halftime. Oh, he was fouled for shooting a three. My bad. One more. And he can't hit the third. So Turvey goes 2 of 3, and the Raiders will take an 8-point deficit into the locker room as Struthers outscores the Raiders 21-3 in the second quarter, holding them without a bucket and the field of play. We'll be right back with the second half on YSN. And welcome back to the Thriller Dome at South Range High School. Anthony Hartwig with you. YSN's continued coverage of NE8 basketball as Struthers and South Range have their league finale. And Struthers with a huge second quarter. They outscored the Raiders 21-3. The Raiders did not have a shot from the floor in the second quarter. And they get one within the first 15 seconds in the third as Nate Lewis drains a three. And it cuts the Struthers deficit within 5, 31-26. Second to last game in the Thriller Dome today. That ball poked free. Raiders get the steal, going down the sideline, and Landon Moore with the fast break bucket. 31-28, Raiders storm out of the gates, and they're down by 3. Called by Struthers, they quickly see South Range score the first 5 points of the third quarter, and their lead cut down to 3. 31-28, 7:08 to go in the third. Anthony Hartwig with you. Thriller Dome living up to its name so far, as the first 2 quarters and change have been bonkers. Struthers barely avoids a turnover and out of the chaos, gets a drive inside the lane. The whistle is going to charge a foul to South Range. They're going to get Nate Lewis with the personal. It's his first, and Dukes will go to the free throw line. Duke's first is good. pushes the lead back up to 2 possessions for Struthers, 32-28. This next one's just gravy at that point. And Duke's second free throw bounces around and falls off the rim. And Dukes goes 1 of 2, 32-28 Struthers. Under 7 to go in the third. Inside Moore, spin move, and that's easy money for Landon Moore, the newest member of the 1,000-point club for South Range. Makes it a 2-point lead for Struthers, 32-30. Coach Carden making some dramatic adjustments in the locker room, and it might have just been a fire lit under the butts of the Raiders. Because this is a dramatically different team than we saw in the second quarter. As they get the block, and now running the floor, South Range stopped in transition, still with the ball. They'll slow it down. Toy wanted that three. He passes it up. They're giving him a lot of room. Corner three won't go, and Struthers gets the rebound. They try their own three from the top of the floor. It won't go. Turvey with the rebound. Raiders weaving through the defense, and shot almost is able to spin in off the rim. It won't, but the free throws are coming for the Raiders. Duke's going to pick up the foul as Landon Moore will go to the free throw line. That's his second foul on Duke's, first on the Wildcats in the quarter. Moore hits his first. Should be 32-31. There it goes. Tristan Toy checks into the game for South Range. They have changed the foul responsibility. They have charged the foul now to Grady Moore for Struthers, his second, team first. So Dukes will go back to having one personal foul. Tied up at 32 after Moore goes 2 of 2 from the line. 5 minutes on the dot to go in the third quarter. Jump ball called, and the arrow points to Struthers. Nice move from Dukes, and that drive and bucket gives Struthers the lead back, 34-32. Nice little rock step there from Jason Dukes, is able to go to his left down the lane. Lewis trying to do the same thing, and the shot won't go. Raiders can't answer, still down 2. Here's another drive. That one was tipped up in the air. It goes out of bounds. They're going to say off South Range. It'll stay with Struthers. Duke scores again for Struthers, and it's 36-32. Wildcats respond to the run that South Range has to start the third quarter, keeping their lead. Landon Moore, I don't even know how he got that shot off. It was left short. Now the Wildcats with numbers. Three is a tough look. It rims out. Probably not the most ideal shot in the world when you had numbers in transition. Still almost went in. Drive down the baseline. More shots altered. He can't get it to fall. But bouncing home as Tristan Toy gets the offensive rebound and putback, getting the Raiders back within two, 36-34. Talking to Coach Carden about Tristan Toy and what he's brought to the team this year. Just athleticism. They needed that speed, that ability to play solid defense with your feet. You know, he acknowledges, like, he's not going to be the offensive player that scores 10, 12, 15 points a game. But if we can get, you know, a bucket or two from him every night and then get the athleticism to put pressure on defenses, that's what Tristan Toy brings to this basketball team. Actually, he had a big game against Lowville. It was in double figures in that win over the Rockets. Wildcats put up a three. It's no good. Offensive rebound is there for them, though. Ball gets loose out of bounds. They're going to say off of south range. Back to the Wildcats. 2:26 to go in the third. Pastella comes in the game for Struthers. Dukes off the dribble. Loses the ball in south range. Coming down the floor. We're tied up. Layup from Tristan Toy is good, and it's 36-36. Athleticism, what'd we say? He can get down the floor in a hurry, and he does there to tie up the game. 2 buckets in a row for Toy. Jason Dukes brings the ball up to the top of the floor as the Wildcats try to take a breath. They isolate him, kick it out to the corner, nothing there. Mid-range jumper off the dribble, left to the right, no good. And ball shoots out of bounds. Back to the Raiders. 1:35 to go in the third, tied up at 36. Micah Nieder checks into the game for Struthers for the first time today. 1:26 to go in the third. Oh, wow, Turvey to Moore. What a connection that was, and the Raiders lead 38-36. Timeout, Struthers. Welcome back to the Thriller Dome at South Range High School. 1:11 Make-A-Wish left in the third. That should be 11-11 Make-A-Wish, but, you know, we can still make wishes every now and then. We don't get 11-11 in high school basketball, right? Bucket up and good. As Pastella ties it up at 38. Under a minute to go in the third. Turvey drives, gets the ball stripped loose for a second, regathers, goes up, gets fouled, and Turvey will make another trip to the free throw line. Turvey's free throw off the mark for the first. Trying to give the Raiders a lead back with 43.5 left in the third. Turvey's next one. It finds its way in as it rattles around. 39-38, Raiders lead by 1. 40 seconds left before we head to the final frame. Three put up, no good, and the Raiders bring down the rebound. Raiders will have 20 seconds to get a shot to end the third quarter. Moore finds some room, gets the bucket to fall, and they're going to count it through the contact. 41-38 Raiders. And Moore has the opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play. Just that little hesitation. He caught the ball probably too far into the hoop to do much of anything. But Struthers just so focused on trying to stop him inside. They lost their footing, gave him some room. That's all Landon Moore needs as he completes the three-point play. Makes it 42-38 with 8 seconds left in the third. Struthers took plenty of time to get the ball down the floor. They get it to Dukes. Dukes gets the shot off and it falls. Oh, the buzzer beater from Jason Dukes makes it 42-41 after 3 quarters of play. We got a wild one here in the Thriller Dome. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the Thriller Dome. Anthony Hartwig with you. 8 minutes to go in the game. One final frame in the NE8 basketball season. 42-41, Raiders with the ball and the lead. An ever important three-point play from Landon Moore as Struthers hit a 3 at the buzzer from Jason Dukes. Would have been the game-tying buzzer beater if it wasn't for the three-point play. Turvey backs it up top, and the Raiders will reset. Lewis will go get it. Turvey sets a down screen for Moore. Moore curls, ball poked loose. Turvey gets it, spin move, bucket up, no good. And the Wildcats bring down the rebound. It's almost knocked away. Here they come with their first possession of the final frame. Maybe, the way this is going, regulation might not be enough. That's going to be a turnover. Ball back to the Raiders. South Range going to bring Gavin Nagy off the bench. Coach Curtin has used him a lot off the bench this year, giving the Raiders quality minutes, especially on the defensive side. Moore kicks it off his foot as he tries to spin his way out of a trap. And that'll be out of bounds back to the Wildcats. Ooh, wait, did that call just get reversed? I think that call just got reversed. I think this is going to South Range. So hold the phone. South Range will have it on the inbounds on the baseline. Shoot it out to Lewis. Krumbacher was the inbounder. Turvey back to Lewis. Turvey has some room, takes a 3. In and out won't go. Offensive rebound, put back there for Landon Moore. And it's a 3-point Raiders lead, 44-41. 6:05 to go in the game. Three off the ball screen, won't go. And the rebound down the South Range. They have a chance to run the floor. All alone, bucket up and good. Raiders by not double figures, but 2 positions as Lewis puts it in, 46-41. 5.5 to go in the game. Drive inside for Struthers. There's a whistle. Foul called on South Range. Turvey picks up his second. They're going to say it was on the floor, so Struthers will have it on the baseline. Just the first team foul of the Raiders of the quarter. First team foul by either team. Both teams playing clean defense. No one even sniffing foul trouble right now. That's going to be a timeout called by South Range before the tie-up. So Raiders maintain possession, up by 5 here in the. And welcome back to the Thriller Dome at South Range. Raiders trying to expand on a 5-point lead here with 5:08 to go in the final frame. Moore in the corner, gets it back out to Lewis, who will reset. Now Nagy on the wing. Turvey up top. Raiders can afford to be patient. Clock is their friend as we're under 4.5 now in the game. Struthers trying to get them to be impatient. Oh, there's a steal. So the strategy works for Struthers as they get a fast break bucket to get within 3. Dukes puts it in with the steal and the transition. 46-43 Raiders. Turvey is going to be called for a travel. And the Wildcats will have it with a chance to tie with a 3. 3.5 to go in the game. Ball knocked loose but picked back up by Struthers. Dukes has done so much off the dribble. Would love to see him in attack mode here as he jacks up that 3. Left loose, and here comes the Raiders in transition. And Landon Moore unstoppable as he hits the bucket. 48-43, Raiders back up by 5 after the long rebound. Dukes with the drive, kicks out to the wing. There's up 3 up, and it's no good either. Raiders with another rebound, and then a foul real quick on the Wildcats. Dukes is going to pick up the foul, his second. First on Struthers of the quarter. That could come into play because if the Raiders stay in front, Struthers will more than likely try to extend the game with fouls, but they still have 4 to give before they put the Raiders on the free throw line. Time on the floor, 2:32 to go. Struthers and South Range live from the Thriller Dome, 2.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Anthony Herwig with you. Raiders with the basketball, and they have a 5-point lead. Shot from the high post won't go. Raiders save it right to the hands of Lewis, who resets. And he's going to get bumped with a foul. Struthers will have 2 now in the quarter. 2 more to give before they're putting the Raiders at the free throw line. That's the 3rd personal foul on Grady Moore. South Range has to go way, way back to get that inbounds then. And it'll be another foul as Lewis tries to get past on the dribble. Grady Moore picks up another one. It's his fourth, team third. One more foul Struthers has to give before starting to put the Raiders at the free throw line. I don't know if they just wanted to get themselves to that point because now they're backing off the foul. So maybe they probably just wanted to get themselves to the point when they could quickly foul if they have to, but now playing clean defense, trying not to foul. But got to take some chances. Got to start trapping the wings. Put some ball pressure on. If he gives up the easy bucket, so be it. You can't sit back and let the Raiders waste this time. Moore is able to fend off the defense and avoid the turnover. And the Wildcats finally have to foul. Patty picks up the foul. That's going to be the fourth for South Range. So it wasn't even the fourth foul back when I was talking. Third on Patty. And that'll be another foul on Struthers. It's going to be picked up by I don't have a 25 on my roster, unfortunately. Nate Lewis at the free throw line hits the first. 49-43 South Range. This one really important because if Lewis hits it, it'll put the Raiders up by 3 possessions. Crumbacher and Toy come into the game for South Range. Lewis free throw good, and the Raiders up by 3 possessions with a minute to go in the game. Struthers has to get something in a hurry. There's a 3 in the corner, no good. And the Raiders fight, get the rebound. Playing good keep away, but eventually throwing it away. Ball still loose, South Range gets it. And now Toy will get fouled from behind, so Tristan Toy will go to the free throw line. See they get the foul too. They're going to check the foul to Schaefer. Jimmy Schaefer's first. Raiders in the bonus will go to the line for 2, and it's Toy with his first. No good. Toy's second is good. He goes 1 of 2. Makes it an 8-point lead, 51-43. 25 seconds left. As that one is no good. Raiders with the rebound. Let's see if Struthers calls off the Dogs. No, they're going to foul again. Dukes will pick it up. Really? I don't know. I think they got an intentional foul on him. But I don't like that at the end of the game. Everyone's trying to foul. Oh, wow. Oh, geez. The only way to describe what just happened is Struthers head coach is no longer on the bench. Foul was charged, I think, to Dukes. Free throws for Nate Lewis. He hits the first. And hits the second. 53-43. And now he'll have his technical free throws. And then the Raiders will have the ball back. He hits another one. Before his fourth free throw, the Raiders will sub in, let's see, Jimmy Powell. Moorfield came in, Butcher came in, and so did Michael Gurwaki. And then after the free throw from Nate Lewis, they're going to sub in Mason Naples for him. So 12 seconds left, 55-43 Raiders. And they'll get it. Struthers will let them dribble it out. And that will be your final score. Wildcats fall the South Range to close out the NE8 season. 55-43, Raiders next in action against Springfield on the road on Tuesday. They'll be back here at home on Thursday against Salem for a makeup game. Player of the game goes to Landon Moore. He's finished with 24 points and 11 points from Nate Lewis as well. The Raiders got 8 from Dylan Turvey and 5 from Tristan Toy. Struthers was led with a really good performance from Dukes as he finished with 11. Patty finished with 11. And Pastella finished with 5. So for Anthony Ehrlich, DJ Oakley, Brian Scott, Steve Leslie, and everybody else at YSN, we thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you all next.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.